6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lakshman Fonseca and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. The Health Ministry says lowest daily COVID deaths reported in 37 days. Investigations are being conducted into the alleged disorderly conduct by State Minister Lohan Ratwath recently. The director of the Lady Ridgeway Hospital warns the public against the risks of self-medication. Sports Minister says the government is not ready to make decisions about prisoners on international interest. An expeditious program to obtain overseas employment opportunities. The final decision on reopening the country on next Monday will be taken today. Foreign news, Japan's defense minister draws red line in island dispute with China. Local news in detail now. The Health Ministry said 118, the lowest count of daily COVID deaths, were reported in Sri Lanka in 37 days yesterday, and 2,271 COVID patients had been identified as of yesterday, increasing the active infections to 58,287. Meanwhile, the Association of Medical Specialists, or AMS, urged the government to further extend the lockdown until the beginning of October. In a statement, the AMS said the country had just started to witness the positive impact of sustained lockdown. It says that the numbers of patients are gradually declining and added a further period of extension of these travel restrictions will be required to reap the benefits of all the sacrifices of the entire nation. The AMS also warned that if the relaxation of current restrictions happens too soon, there is high possibility of severe spread of the disease. The Commissioner for Protecting the Rights of Prisoners had lodged a complaint with the CID urging the immediate arrest of State Minister Lohan Ratwath over allegedly threatening Tamil prisoners at the Anuradhapura prisons on Sunday. The Prisons Department has also launched an investigation into the alleged disorderly conduct by the State Minister Lohan Ratwath during his recent visit to Walikada and Anuradhapura prisons. The Commissioner General of the prisons, Tushara Upuldaniya, says that a prison commissioner has been appointed to investigate into the incident, and he is currently visiting Walikada and Anuradhapura prisons and taking statements from prison officials who were on duty at the time. The Commissioner General said that he had informed all the relevant authorities as soon as he was informed of the incident. He said he didn't give a statement quickly until he obtained a full report on the incident. He added that it was disappointing to see that some social media reports currently circulating saying that he had stated that no such incident had taken place at the Walikada prison on the 6th of this month. The Commissioner General also asserted that the news made by these people highlighting only a part of the statement is incorrect. Meanwhile, the Public Security Minister Sarath Weerasekara has also ordered IGP Chandana Wickramaratne to immediately inquire into the complaint lodged against State Minister Lohan Ratwath over the incident. The director of the Lady Ridgeway Hospital, Dr. G. Vijayasuriya, stresses the importance of protecting kids and children from the COVID-19 virus. Dr. Vijayasuriya added, a fever does not necessarily mean that the person has been infected by COVID-19 or dengue. And he warns the public against the risks of self-medication. He added that self-medication is very dangerous and taking medicines under the assumption for any disease may sometimes result in a threat to one's life. He stresses that there is a tendency of practicing self-medication today due to various reasons. Dr. Vijayasuriya said that the use of medicines may be Ayurvedic or Western without consulting a doctor and without getting the requisite tests done could endanger the lives of patients. He also said that there is a good indication that the numbers of COVID-impacted children are now lesser due to various protocols imposed by the government. He stressed it is the foremost responsibility of the elders and parents to safeguard the children from the pandemic in this critical situation. Minister Namal Rajapaksa had visited the Anuradhapura prison to meet a group of Tamil prisoners who had sought a meeting with him. Speaking to the reporters, Minister Rajapaksa said that prison authorities are conducting an inquiry into the recent incident involving State Minister Lohan Ratwath. Minister also said the government is not ready to make decisions about prisoners on international interest. Sports Minister also said the government had taken measures to meet the issues faced by the prisoners shortly, including their rehabilitation and reintegration into the society once they are cleared of charges. An expeditious program will be launched to obtain overseas employment opportunities. The additional general manager of the Foreign Employment Bureau, Mangala Randaniya, says, as the first initiative of the program, the government has already signed an MOU with the government of Japan in this regard. He said the Foreign Employment Bureau is also seeking for the job openings in Israel, saying that there are positions in the health sector for our employees in Israel. He added the Bureau is also planning to conduct workshops for the people who intend to go for overseas employment via government-registered employment agencies. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The COVID Prevention Task Force, which will meet today, will take the final decision on reopening the country next week. Attention has been paid on opening the country under strict health regulations. It is reported health authorities have submitted a series of recommendations in this regard. They will also make recommendations on opening schools. South Korean companies have signed a memorandum of understanding to take a feasibility study for a light rail line running north from Colombo to Bandaranaike International Airport. The companies led by KCI Metrolink Korea Company and the GBK Consortium signed the MOU. The project is being backed by a $500 million loan from Export-Import Bank of Korea to Sri Lanka, with more than $1 billion of further funding expected to be raised from international investors. Speaking at the signing ceremony in Seoul, Sri Lanka's ambassador, Dr. Esa Mendis, said countries including South Korea and Malaysia had experienced rapid development owing to improved road systems, and he believed Sri Lanka was now in a similar position to South Korea 30 years ago and well positioned to receive foreign investment. And that ends local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
In the main news story, the director of the Lady Ridgeway Hospital, Dr. G. Vijayasuriya, stresses the importance of protecting kids and children from the COVID-19 virus. Dr. Vijayasuriya also warns the public against the risks of self-medication. He added that self-medication is very dangerous and taking medicines under the assumption for any disease may sometimes result in a threat to one's life. He stresses that there is a tendency of practicing self-medication today due to various reasons. Dr. Vijayasuriya said that the use of medicines may be Ayurvedic or Western without consulting a doctor and without getting the requisite tests done could endanger the lives of patients. And that was our main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And now in Watch Live.
Choir, brass and such other handicraft industries in the southern province are in the verge of extinction today. The entrepreneurs successfully engaged in the trade say that they have faced various types of obstacles to continue with the trade today. Despite the investment problems, they have also faced a problem of selling their products and finding raw materials for the industry. They said there are about 2,400 families engaged in the industry. They seek the assistance of the Ministry of Industry of the Southern Province to bounce back the industry.
World News.
In the headlines, Japan's defense minister draws red line in island dispute with China. Afghan singers escaped to Pakistan say they had no choice but to flee when the Taliban took power. Thailand delays plans to reopen Bangkok to tourists. World news in detail now. Afghan singers who escaped to Pakistan say they had no choice but to flee when the Taliban took power in Afghanistan. The BBC spoke with 6 singers who crossed the border to Pakistan illegally and are now living in hiding. One said he feared he would be executed if he stayed in Afghanistan. The Taliban have banned music and are accused of executing a folk singer in northern Baghlan province in August. The militant group has not responded to the allegation. Singer Fawad Andrabi's son Jawad told the Associated Press that his father was shot in the head at the family's farm in the Andrabi Valley. Folk singers are popular at Pashtun weddings. Music has been banned under the previous Taliban regime, but business had been good since they were overthrown in 2001, he said. Bangkok authorities announced plans to delay the proposed reopening of the Thai capital by 2 weeks. Initially set to welcome vaccinated tourists from October 1st, Bangkok will now keep its borders closed to overseas visitors until the middle of next month. The move comes as many Bangkok locals wait for their second dose of COVID-19 vaccine. Under proposed reopening plans, local vaccination rates must be above 70% before vaccinated tourists can visit. The delayed reopening was announced in a discussion between Thailand's Minister of Tourism and Sports and Bangkok Governor Aswin Kwanmuang on Wednesday. Japan is drawing a red line around an island chain also claimed by China and setting the stage for a potential showdown between the region's 2 biggest powers. In an exclusive interview with CNN, Japanese Defense Minister Nobuo Kishi said the Senkaku Islands, known as the Diaoyu Islands in China, are unquestionably Japanese territory. There is no territorial dispute relating to the Senkaku Islands between Japan and other countries. The uninhabited islands in the East China Sea, controlled by Japan but claimed by China, have been at the center of a long-standing dispute that has plagued the relations between Beijing and Tokyo for years. They are located 1,200 miles southwest of Tokyo, but only a third of that distance from Shanghai. Back to the headlines of the world news. Japan's defense minister draws red line in island dispute with China. Afghan singers escaped to Pakistan say they had no choice but to flee when the Taliban took power. Thailand delays plans to reopen Bangkok to tourists. And that was world news. In development news, the Planters Association of Ceylon and the Plantation Human Development Trust announced major progress in their collective efforts to safeguard all residents of Sri Lanka's estate community. In a statement, it said over 85% of the community have received their first dose of COVID-19 vaccine and 63% are being fully vaccinated as at September 10th. The Planters Association spokesperson, Dr. Roshan Rajudre, said, working in close partnership with the Ministry of Health, Provincial Health Authority, and regional plantation companies have been able to fast-track the rate of vaccinations for its estate workers and their families successfully. And that was development news.
Sports news.
All-rounder Lahiru Madushankar was yesterday ruled out of the ICC T20 World Cup after fracturing his collarbone while fielding in the third T20 International against South Africa. Chairman Cricket Selection Committee Pramod Wickramasinghe said his replacement will be finalised on Monday after a discussion with the cricket management. Meanwhile, wicketkeeper batsman Kusal Janith Pereira, who suffered a hamstring injury while batting in the same match, is under medical observation. The 31-year-old played only 2 matches in the South Africa series, having returned from a shoulder injury and COVID-19. He top-scored for Sri Lanka in the final game with a 33-ball 39 at the top of the order. He is reported wicketkeeper batsman Minod Bhanukar is likely to be named into the squad as a direct replacement for Lahiru Madushankar and as a cover for Kusal Janith. And that was sports news.
A safe, easy and versatile app for all your banking needs. NSB Pay for monetary transactions, bill payments, reloads, credit card payments and Lanka QR transactions. A range of facilities with multiple account registrations. Access to your bank needs wherever you are. Download the NSB Pay app from the Play Store or the App Store for free now. For more information, call your nearest NSB branch or 0112 379 379. Conditions apply.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
PickMe recently partnered with Lanka QR to facilitate direct payments. Lanka QR is a common quick response QR code standard adopted by the financial institutions in Sri Lanka to facilitate fast, secure and low-cost digital payments to any merchant. It enables customers to pay merchants directly from their bank accounts and credit and debit cards using a Lanka QR complaint mobile payment app. PickMe has also enabled Master and Visa network QR payments simultaneously through this initiative. Their goal is to deliver a convenient and safer experience to their customers, merchants and drivers. And that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
A safe, easy and versatile app for all your banking needs. NSB Pay for monetary transactions, bill payments, reloads, credit card payments and Lanka QR transactions. A range of facilities with multiple account registrations. Access to your bank needs wherever you are.
Economic news, courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
In economic news, Trincomalee District Parliamentarian and co-chairman of the District Coordinating Committee, Kapilanuwan Atukorala, initiated a project to develop the export crops in the country. Accordingly, 3,000 hybrid mango saplings have been distributed among the people of Rajayala in Kantale recently. The mango variety Tom and JC distributed is very expensive and it enjoys a good market both locally and abroad. This mango type provides harvest during 3 seasons annually, even though traditional types of mango trees produce harvest only during 2 seasons, and it is well adapted to dry climate conditions. And that was economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
Weather report. Met Department predicts showers or thunder showers at times in the Sabragama, Western, Central and Northwestern provinces and in the Galle and Matra districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places elsewhere in the evening or at night. Fairly heavy showers, about 75 millimeters, can be expected in some places in the Western, Sabragama, Uva and Eastern provinces and in Kandy, Nuwara, Galle and Matra districts. And that was the weather report. To end this news broadcast, back to the headlines. The Health Ministry says lowest daily COVID deaths reported in 37 days. Investigations are being conducted into the alleged disorderly conduct by State Minister Lohan Ratwatha recently. The director of the Lady Ridgeway Hospital warns the public against the risks of self-medication. Sports Minister says the government is not ready to make decisions about prisoners on international interest. An expeditious program to obtain overseas employment opportunities. The final decision on opening the country on next Monday will be taken today. Foreign news, Japan's defense minister draws red line in island dispute with China. And with that, we end this news broadcast and back to Viana Kure.